All right, welcome to part 3 of Design My Space mini-series, where I take a few images I see on Pinterest and just discuss a few little minor enhancements I would change if I was your interior designer. So this is an entryway. The story I would think of is modern European arrival. So with this entryway, you want it where when you first walk through this door, it tells a story. I'm going to keep saying that a lot. A story, a story, a story. Right now, just looking real quick, I'm having a hard time telling the story, like the personality. First things first, what I noticed, the runner. Definitely would change the runner. I will opt for something a little bit more dramatic, if not a tad bit longer. So, of course, this rug is a little bit dramatic, but I wouldn't do this necessarily because it's too wide for the space. However, you see the Hamptons, the Hamptons live at this house, so I would consider something like that. So this is another option of a rug I would do. This is like it's about a velvet rug. It looks a little bit longer and it fits and it matches with the space. And let me just say, with the other rug, I wouldn't necessarily do those color choices. It just depends on the other elements that I incorporate within the space. And then also, I realized I said the Hamptons instead of the Hamiltons on the rug. Do not have my glasses on, so I disregard that piece. But yeah. So with this space, I will opt for one oversized element. So right here, they have the oversized art. So you could do an art, you can do mirror, or you can even do an oversized sculpture. Another variation of oversized art that you possibly could opt for within the space. Another example, of course, something that has personality, character, boldness, whatever, something that would definitely depict who you are, your story within the space. So this is another example. If you do like an oversized mirror, I would definitely opt for something where people are like, I haven't seen this before. This is different. Okay, this is a really nice mirror. Now, for the oversized sculpture, I would definitely treat it like a museum. Like this right here, gorgeous. I would do something where it probably is like in a row. You walk in, it's like, oh, sculpture here, sculpture here, sculpture there. I would consider something like that. This is a 3D art piece that I would consider something that's custom made. Again, unique, tell a story, conversation starter, first thing you see me walk in. But again, I will opt for one of the three. Either you do sculpture art, you will do the mirror, or you will do a actual canvas piece. So the lighting, I would definitely play with it. The lighting will match with the rest of the colors within the space, the entryway, depending on the art, the sculpture, whatever you opt for, I will play with the light where it matches with the other elements within the room. So this is an example where the light matches with the art. Of course, that is what I will balance the light off of. Another example, real nice, it flows. For the console table, I would look at more of a stone I will go towards. Not necessarily, of course, these colors, but just an example of a statement console table that I would consider. Another example of a console table, of course, with a stone that I would be looking into. And then another option of a console table that I would consider. Lastly, I would say the vases that the plants are in, very nice, unique, different. Overall, this is still a very beautiful space, but just a few minor changes that I would consider if I was your interior designer.